Okay. Let me just make sure that's all good. There we go. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's having a lovely evening. You all doing well? Hello, Beanie. Hello, Trixie. And, welcome in, Goddess Slime Yokai Cat. Hope everybody's having a lovely evening. Possible lore edition Green Bean's DNA is copyrighted by some genetic experiment company. Yeah, I never thought of a name for Green Bean's creators. It's probably Hybrid Inc. or something like that. Maybe. Oh, Fateful! Welcome in! Glad to see you, pop on in here. Alright, so. Hey, just checking in. Oh, hey, even if you're just checking in, glad to see you. Glad to have you. So, today I am going to be continuing on for more Pokemon Violet with the Ghost and Ice type run. And at least for the active stream, I actually do have the updated UI. Um, I am gonna look into how I could maybe do for the update the UI here on Just Chatting and the other screens. And that's gonna be a down the road thing. But for the time being, I do actually now have the primary active stream UI up and running and all set up. At least it should be. And so that means that things should be getting less obstructed by the model. So, why don't I just go on and show that? Yeah, here it is. Oh, okay, so it seems like maybe the Twitch chat got broke a little. Maybe I might need to update that. Let me just double check something on Stream Elements. Okay, so there was one setting. I'll just set that to black text. Um, I suppose the text chat, will have to be a work in progress. Because I guess I didn't really have anything that would showcase for. To sort of like help me get through that. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't really didn't double check if the text chat was working because I was like, there wasn't really any way I could. I wasn't sure if there's a way for me to actively see if it was working properly. Okay, yeah, it is actually working. Hi, Name Twin. Hey, thank you for the follow, Sophie. Thank you so much. Also, yes, that is something new that I've done. I did add a little sound effect for the follow. That's also something I forgot to update. I forgot to update the position of a head pat and belly rub. But thank you for the belly rubs. Thank you. Let me just update positions for things. Hopefully that should be good. But yeah, welcome in. Okay, so obviously the two Pokemon that are going to be doing well for the Levincia gym are going to be the Swinub and Palossand, even if I don't... not Palossand, Sandygast. Did Violet get a Switch 2 version, or did Violet get a Switch 2 update? It got a Switch 2 update. Probably gonna lurk for a while, but I wanted to pop in and support a trans woman like myself with the same name as myself. Hell yeah! Oh, I should actually double check the levels for this gym as well. Do I not still have that tab open? I should. (23 to 24). Okay, well that's not too bad. Good to know. I wanted to ask with how smoothly it is running. Probably not getting a Switch 2 for some time. Yeah, honestly, the game runs really smooth. And it is a free update. Like, it's pretty much just like solidly locked to 60 FPS. Oh yeah, the tights. Oh yeah, Teal Mask stuff as well. Honestly, one of the things that I'm really excited for that's coming out for the Switch 2, and it's going to be later this year. Well, a little later this year in July, and that's going to be... I think it was July. It was the Splatoon Raiders game. I'm, like, actually really excited for that game. Wait, how many XP candies do we even have? Oh, it can actually learn Bulldoze on its own. Yes. That's even though the fact that it is more of a special attacker, but like honestly, I'll take it. I actually ended up picking up my Switch 2 all the way back in... pretty much like launch night. I want to make sure that the UI is also still good. Or not the UI, but everything's all positioned good on the stream. There we go. Oh yeah, I guess this is gonna be the Nemona battle first. I forgot about that one. Ah yes, the pre-gym warm-up. The field of battle awaits. I think it's time I started introducing you to some of my harder hitters. Oh, Rockruff into Swinub. That's a 50-50, depending on who outspeeds who. Or if she goes for a setup first. Ooh, a level up. Ooh, Mega Drain. Yes, 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 yes. Finally, a better grass type move for Poltergeist. Palmy. Actually, no, I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna keep Swine about. Dig. It's probably about the only thing that she has with Palmy that could realistically damage. So, hey, not a bad trade. Florigato. So that is grass. So this is one where I do want to have Litwick out. You know what? I am gonna use Hex after Will-O-Wisp setup. Will-O-Wisp is at least gonna cut Florigato's attack down. And then I can hit much harder with the Terra Hex. It's interesting the dichotomy between talking to Pokemon fans and people outside the community like me. Pokemon fans see each one as the best yet, and people outside view the new ones as glitchy, clunky, rushed messes. That's the funny thing, because even in the community, people will still see Scarlet and Violet as like a glitchy, clunky mess. Like, even not even, like, specifically it was the, like, specifically the, speedrunning side of the community, they did not like Scarlet and Violet, and pretty much, Scarlet and Violet, just by the mere act of existing, with all of its bugs and glitches, and slowdowns, particularly the slowdowns, basically killed off the speedrunning community until the Switch 2 and the Switch 2 update basically revived it. I am not joking. I am not exaggerating. Ah, 3 full heals. And then from like the battling perspective, Scarlet and Violet actually had a pretty good battle system. All it really needed was just like a little bit of extra time in the oven to make the visuals a lot better, have it give a better or more consistent frame rate, and then yeah. That's really all it needs. Which is what the Switch 2 update gave it. This is a busted, unplayable nightmare after months of patches, underrated masterpiece. Yeah, that's kind of like the unfortunate cycle, because it's like all of the AAA studios just kind of release everything early based upon a minimum viable product. And then, you know, it takes a little bit to catch up with the patches and the actual optimization work for the game. Honestly, I wish companies would stop shipping based upon minimum viable product, because this is also something that it was one of the primary factors for why Subnautica 2, or not one of the factors, one of the explanations for Subnautica 2 and why Crafton got involved. Because it's so many factors. One, Crafton didn't want to pay out the 250 mil bonus to Unknown Worlds. And then they also wanted to have a minimum viable product to sell to the market. Which just... oh, that sucks. On both fronts. Also, yes, this gym leader is a streamer. Of course they are. Caught in my Electroweb. Who's the what's it? Iono. Ah, there you go. I am becoming filled with juice. Of course they are, yeah. Look at you, already a master of Ionoese. Wait, don't get too big on stream. Would you believe me if I said in ZA they had another electric streamer type trainer? You're gonna get Iono banned. Yeah, I also do kind of find it fun that for her name, it's basically just a play on Ion, like Ion Charge. Ah yes, Mr. Walksabout, and it's just Director Clavel. I think people get so critical of Pokemon in particular because of it being like one of the biggest, most successful franchises ever. They expect it to be more polished on launch. They do. And a little bit of that is also nostalgia, because when you're working on the GBA, when you're working on all of those other stuff with the way that they were doing it, you can afford to basically reuse the same tree asset over and over again and call it a forest. you can reuse the same grass asset to say, here's just the tall grass, the same sort of bump to represent a little higher elevation that you can't just climb onto. You can have too much water. Yes! The fucking IGN review for Gen 4 Hoenn. Too much water. I am interested to see if they repeat that. If only for the joke, when Winds and Waves comes out. Because it's literally in the name. Winds and Waves. And they already showed it in the trailer. Lots of water. So much water that I bet it'll actually put Hoenn to shame for how much water there is. So basically with this little gym test here, it's basically just a Where's Waldo game. It's literally just like Where's Waldo, but what they say here is Mr. Walksabout. And while he's not hiding too easily, or too hard. You're gonna get Iono banned! And she canonically cussed. I'm on both sides. I played Pokemon growing up, so I actually never really had issues with the graphics, but at the same time, there's no reason for Nintendo to not let Pokemon have a higher budget and longer development time. Honestly, most of Pokemon's budget is just coming from the lower amount of development time. And probably just how... I'm actually not sure how much the Japanese developers are actually paid for their salaries, their budgets, and all that. So it's like, I want to shy away from commenting on that part too. At least that aspect of it. But yeah, most of it with Pokemon, it's less to do with like the budget as much as it is just the time spent. And yeah, obviously the dev team size. You have no idea what the crunch is like, as with any AAA game. Yeah, and that's the funny thing, Nintendo is usually pretty famous for not utilizing crunch. Also, hi Maddie, hi babe. But yeah, it's like, as far as I'm aware, Nintendo is very famous for not actually getting involved with the crunch culture. With, I think, maybe that one exception basically being Pokemon, just because of that 3-year development cycle. Well, it's both a time and budget thing. Remember, ZA had a budget of 1.5 mil. Was it 1.5 or 15 mil? Because it sounds like it should be more like 15. Because, like, 1.5 sounds stupidly low. I think I remember it being more like 17 or 27 mil. Let me look that up. $13 mil. 13. Yeah, it is. And honestly, if I had to guess, it's probably... Some of that is like, they probably don't pay their devs a lot of money. They probably don't. Oh, Tynamo has Levitate. Okay. Alright, Ice Shard it is. Yeah. Especially with like Nintendo, because I usually hear from that Nintendo, they actually treat a lot of their developers and employees like decently well. You know what? I'll just swap to Sandy Gas. Ah, Cotton Spore. It's probably a larger issue with Pokemon Company International since that's a Hydra of a corporation. Yeah, that is probably the likely thing. It's probably like a combination of like Game Freak and Pokemon Company International. Because it's like, as far as I'm aware, Nintendo really only owns, I think, the copyrights. And then Pokemon Company International, or like Creatures Inc., they own and operate pretty much the entire... They're the ones who operate the Pokemon franchise. And then Game Freak are just the ones that handle making the games. Like, all of them equally own it, but Nintendo is like the overarching... They own the copyrights. It's just that the other two companies are the ones that are actually managing things, and Nintendo's just relatively hands-off. That's my understanding. Still haven't played a Pokemon. Friends tell me to try Black and White. Honestly, Black and White is like a really good one to start with. Like, I know Nintendo handles the card game, for example. Probably the least kiddie one, especially compared to newer entries. Honestly, I think I would actually agree with that. I actually would agree that they're probably some of the least kiddie-oriented ones. It also does depend on what you consider a kiddie topic, especially since Gens 9 and 7 get fucked up. Yeah! Yeah, it also would depend on what age for, like, kiddie you mean. It's like, are we talking, like, this is for, like, 5 or 6-year-olds? Or are we talking, like, this is for 10-year-olds? Because there's a vastly different set of standards for both there. I think more in terms of hand-holdy. Yeah... a little bit. Meanwhile, Black and White and Black and White 2, Black 2 and White 2, they are amongst the most linear of the Pokemon games. though, they do tend to feel the most linear, but the reason for that is because they do have a very definitive story. Like, they have a very structured story that is pretty much like the main draw of the game. Because Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is definitely the most tutorialized of the series, but a lot of them do kind of leave you to your devices. Yeah. That actually does remind me, I think one of the main complaints that I'm actually looking through here with Scarlet and Violet, particularly like with that tutorial section stuff, it's not so much of like there's too much tutorial, it's hand-holding you, as much as it's like, it's 2 hours until the world itself opens up for you. ZA's 2-hour tutorial before lighting it the open world. Honestly, yeah, that is like one complaint from like ZA as well. It can take a while for the world to open up. Which is pretty much very much the same here with Scarlet and Violet. Oh, would you look at that? It doesn't matter what type I'm able to use. I can hit that thing. Even if one of my types is technically, you know, not able to hit. But it's like, in a theoretical sense, I can. It's really my only complaint, to be fair. Love the game otherwise. Yeah, I actually do enjoy ZA because it has a really... It's got a really good story. It's got a solid story. And it's very much in that same sense of just like... It's not kiddie in the sense of just like, it's aimed for like 6-year-olds. It's not a story aimed for like 6-year-olds, no. Same reason I was interested in Black and White. Yeah. Okay, this is why I actually brought 2. And then, of course, I also have Poltergeist to fall back on. You know what? I'm actually going to use Litwick. I mean, in fairness, especially with Sword and Shield, the series has been experimenting with darker subject matter. Yes. I actually do like that. I have been enjoying that exploration of, like, darker subject matter. Which, to be fair, to be honest, I welcome, since frankly, kids are smarter than people want to believe. Yes, that is very much true. But I may be spoiled, though, by playing my Final Fantasies and Xenosagas and such. And I worry Pokemon might feel a bit quaint by comparison. Luxio. Ow. Okay, that actually did not hurt as much as I thought it would. Became trapped by quicksand. Case in point, holds up Explorers of Sky. You know what? Super Potion. And you know what? Next turn, I am going to Terrestrialize, so that way then I'm not going to be getting I'm not going to get that super effective hit from Bite. As someone proficient in Final Fantasy Xenosaga Xeno series, Pokemon definitely provide any sort of scathing commentary in our world, but it's ultimately a different beast. Flinching, couldn't move. Since Final Fantasy and Xeno are usually aimed at more T to M crowds. Yeah. Come forth, shiny little light bulb. I sent with Mega Drain mainly just because I am well aware of the fact that this thing is Levitate. And apparently she could just outspeed my Sandygast. Let me see here. This is a risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. Terrestrializing the Fairy type. Ouch. What other ones do I have again? Poltergeist and Mankey. The other one was... oh, Hospitality, which is not useful. Probably should have just revived one thing, but... I gotta hope to hell the Mankey can actually do something. Oh my god. This is gonna eat a lot of revives, isn't it? This actually might end up being the first, loss. Yeah. I would rather just not drag that out, to be honest. Because it's just that Miss Magius is like, holy fucking Christ. I'm just gonna go and level up a bit. Closest I think I've gotten is, I think, the Dream Eaters in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Like, Scarlet Violet has some solid stories thanks to Arven and Penny. Yeah, Arven and Penny are, like, really good for the base game. Nice, I've heard the DLC has some stuff with, has some good story stuff too. Yeah, the DLC does actually have some really good story stuff too. Oh, hi, Milk and Donuts! Welcome in! Yeah, pretty much. That is good advice. Like, if there's a game in the series that looks interesting to you, then pretty much just, like, jump in with that one. There's really next to no interconnected story between the games outside of, like, 2 generations where they did that, which was Black and White, and then Sun and Moon. Since they all have ups and downs. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like, honestly, if we're counting DLCs, then yeah, it can definitely count with the DLCs. But in terms of, like, one game being a direct sequel to the others, yeah, pretty much like Red and Blue with Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and then with Black and White 2, and then Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. Alright, well that's an evolved Mankey. Yeah, like literally everything else functions on its own. Yeah, it's Charlie. I figured Black and White and 2 at least were connected. Yes, they are. Pretty much, game-wise, for those two, Black and White, and then Black 2 and White 2, they're connected. They're pretty much like the same. They're like one story that comes after the other. It's been a while, so it's entirely possible it actually does. I forgot if it does or doesn't. Because I only played it once, and that was back in the day. Oh, he put my little Litwick to sleep. 2 does also have mods from outside the Unova Dex available during main story. Yes, which is probably one of the biggest changes compared to just normal Black and White. Because in Black and White normally, like the first ones, you cannot use any Pokemon outside of the Unova Dex in the main story. You have to finish the main story to be able to use Pokemon from outside the Unova Dex. This guy really likes using Sand Attack to lower that accuracy. It was briefly considered as a soft reboot, which was promptly thrown out, unfortunately. And, well, we saw exactly how people were, you know, reacting to what they call the Dexit in Sword and Shield. That is still the dumbest drama. It really is, because it's just like... So you're upset that you can't use every single Pokemon in the new Pokemon? It's like... Do y'all know how much work it is to make sure that every single Pokemon functionally works in a new version of the game? Speaking as a casual competitive player, I don't even think I've used every single one in the National Dex. Neither have I. And the other interesting thing about having limited selections of Pokemon, it actually keeps you, or it actually lets you, or not, it actually makes you focus on using different Pokemon that you otherwise would not have considered using. By just limiting that pool, you actively have to think about the kind of Pokemon you want to use, instead of just defaulting to Garchomp for the upteenth time. I say this as somebody who actually does like Garchomp. But it's like, I don't want to use Garchomp on every single team. I will try to use Chandelure on every single team, however. Nightshade. What does Nightshade do? Oh, inflicts damage based on the user's level. Pass. Oh, that reminds me. After I go and heal, there is something that I can go off and do. Over in Kitakami. There's a couple things I can do. And primarily, I do need to go and look for some stuff here. Best Pokemon soundtrack. Honestly, I think I'll have to just give it to Legend ZA. It might just be recency bias, but I have to give it to ZA with like a close follow-up to Scarlet and Violet. Because to be entirely honest, their music team has just been absolutely killing it with the music. We're tossing across the whole game, or counting just main story? I'm gonna say the whole game. Like environment, like ambient music, main story music, everything. Honestly, like, the main reason I will say like, Legend ZA is just because, like, their trainer themes for ZA, they go harder than they have any right to be. Like, primarily, like, for the named trainers. Oh, right, so there should be... Chilling Waterhead down the ladders, yeah. Also, good to know that there is, also a Lampent that I can just... go over there. If we're talking mostly the main story, I'd probably say Scarlet and Violet, or maybe Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Yes. Scarlet and Violet particularly has some really good music towards the end of the game. In that final zone. Like, oh my god, that music. Team Star admin theme, yes. And also, Area Zero. Let's not forget Area Zero. Okay. So what I do need here is I do need to find a female Snorunt. Which is, that's a no already. Area Zero is such a vibe. It is. Alright, that's that. Okay, let me just also double check. Where would the Unremarkable Teacup be? As a dropped item in a cave on the northwest side of Oni Mountain. Okay. You know what? I'll keep the Snorunt out of the party for the time being. If only just because I do need the space later on for I do need the space for more ground-type Pokemon. Like Swinub and Sandygast. Basically, the only mainline games I do not recommend are Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Yep. Because all they really are is they've just ported the original code for Diamond and Pearl into Unity. Not joking. Alright, with the ad break finishing, I can probably talk now. Yes. I actually would just recommend, if you want to play Diamond and Pearl or like a Generation 4, just play Platinum. Platinum has a lot of improvements, like quality of life improvements on Diamond and Pearl. And honestly, it's like some of the... There is like definitely one or two changes of the story that do make it a little... that do make it rather interesting. Trying to think, is this... Where would that cave be that I'm looking for? Was he here? Not that. Actually, that is equally useful. That is equally useful. There we go. Got it. So, what I can do with all of this now... where's Brick Break? I can actually give this little fucker a much better move than either of those two. Alright, I'm gonna be a fat-ass BRB grabbing cookies. Oh, right, not this pouch. Oh, this one. I can actually use this to evolve Poltergeist into Sinistcha. Why not low kick the ghost? What's the issue? Hey, Cindy Lorekeeper, welcome in. Machagasha. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. Fires a blast of tea that it mixed. Up to half the damage. Honestly, this is just a better version of Mega Drain. And it's... I think it's even like a better version of Giga Drain as well. And the best part about it, it can hit multiple opponents as well. Like, this thing is stupid broken. Or rather, not like Sinistcha, but like... But specifically Machagasha is kind of just like stupid broken for a grass-type move. Not only does it hit with like 80 base power, which is pretty good, but it can hit multiple opponents. It'll heal for half the damage it deals, and it can potentially leave the target with a burn. You tell me how that's not stupid broken. Also, thank you for the belly rubs. Part of why it's hella good in doubles versus... Yes. Oh no, Sinistcha is a stupidly good mon. It's just one part of the equation. Yes, and then with doubles, you can actually really start to get interesting if you want to start looking at the abilities, because one of its abilities here, when it switches in, it will restore all allies a small portion of the HP. Combine that with Life Dew, and you can basically just have like a really good healer mon. But even then, I'm not even sure if that's like what most competitive Pokemon gamers actually use for the setups. Okay, so with that evolution, that actually now puts Sinistcha as the current fastest Pokemon in the party, only being outsped by Primeape. So what I also want to do is I just want to do a little bit of extra leveling. Just a little bit of extra. And I see an opportunity over here. A couple opportunities. Because low-level raids, this early in the game, not too bad. They're not too hard. Especially when it's just a 1-star. Oh yeah, one of these people has a snow runs. Oh yeah, I gave you like the tutorial bit there because I haven't gone through one of these before. Avoided? Okay, fair enough. You know what? Perfectly timed crit is perfectly timed. Even though I do remember that the, I think I remember that the evolution of Crabrawler does technically become an ice type, I'm not that interested in using it. Oh, that's a Rotom. Just runs into a Rookidee. Okay, let me see here. With, XP candies... I want to see what this one is first, up here. Oh, you know what else would also make the whole gym battle a little easier? If I started using items. I sometimes never even bother to use items in the main storyline, just because I oftentimes forget. even though using items is usually fairly integral to Pokemon battling. Yeah, I'm not surprised that one shot. Because, like, these early level ones, these early level Terra raids are kind of just stupid easy. Because they're basically just meant to be your, like, your tutorial, not tutorial, but your, like, general introduction to it. They're meant to be done on the side, like you could just do this for leveling. And then later on, like level 5s, level 6s, those are pretty much endgame ones. Just check stat stuff. You know, I actually might try... I might try the Levincia Gym Challenge again with just the slightly leveled up team. I return with Storm Cookies. Ooh, nice. You know, I'm gonna have Sandygast at front, and then Swinub for later. Dark chocolate and sea salt. Ooh. You know, maybe I should have just looked up items regardless, but okay. That's on me. Maybe next time I'll remember to do items. Yeah, just going through this, like, introduction as well again. The main reason that Iono is honestly, like, really tough, it's a combination of just the two types I picked being not so great, and also just that, Electric has a lot of unfortunate synergies that make it very strong in Gen 9. I mean, Iono was also just really awkward given Electric type with Levitate. Yes, that's sort of like what I mean like with the synergies, because it's just like Electric type with Levitate. Electric has only one weakness, and that is ground. Every other point, you have to be using just like neutral moves, which is just about everything else. There's a reason this is normal. This is limited to Electros. Yes. Oh, avoided. Fair enough. Electric was good before. Gen 9 gave the opportunity to give that type to good Pokemon. Yes. You know what? I'll use Swinub. Yeah, to busted Pokemon. I'll use Ice Shard because it always says it goes first. Case in point, Mismagius with Electric type. Okay, so it clearly doesn't have that much of a... It doesn't have that much of an attack stat, so I'll just use Machigotcha. Cough, cough, Urshifu. Yes. Urshifu is a stupidly strong Pokemon. And that is saying something, because it's a legendary, and legendaries by themselves are stupidly broken. Depending on the legendary. Well, babe, question for you. Yeah? Wait a minute. I can get rid of Sinistra's, You know what? I just realized something. How do you feel about power washing a TIE Fighter? Did Power Wash Sim just announce something? I was about to ask, did Power Wash Sim announce a Star Wars DLC? Yes. 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 Alright, so with this terrestrialization, not only does this mean I get rid of my weakness to Ghost, but I keep my resistance... to Electric type with Charge Beam. So the most she can realistically do is that. I wouldn't want to clear up Jabba's palace. Neither would I. You know, I wish I double-checked the Terrestrial type of Sinistra earlier. Regardless... now it's like this fight is actually kind of working. And in many cases, this is actually made significantly easier just because of how busted Sinistcha is with Matcha Gotcha. But an Empire has sound hanger sensible. The DLC is set during the original trilogy for context. Good, because I think the Rise of Skywalker would be an impossible mess to clean up. And it's a mess solely because they decided to change direction halfway through development. Hey, gym badge time! Up to level 3 it'll be easier to catch, they'll listen to you when you ask them to do stuff. Volt Switch. One of those moves that's actually really good in doubles. Or just competitive in general. Oh yeah, with the original trilogy, I suppose Jabba's palace is on the table for things to get cleaned. In Power Wash Sim. Oh look, it is a contender for one of the weakest champions in the entire Pokemon series. No, I do not exaggerate. Like, unironically, because of just the way she has her team set up, she's basically like probably like bottom 2, bottom 3 weakest champions in the series. Oh my god. Can't just like take a step up to this ledge. She's the second most hyped champion in the series in-game, and you have to pay money for her to fight, for her fight to be good. It takes a lot to get compared to Diantha. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you do you. I'm doing alright. Okay, so let me see, where was I going? Oh yeah, Starfall, this one is probably gonna be the next likely spot to go. Honestly, it's just because I'm like kind of like into this kind of stuff. Thank you for the head pat. Let me see. Trying trying to think of what it is I can do for like the fire type one here. I could keep Sandygast and Swinub. Alright. Catch you later. Let me see. So I don't think Swinub or Snorunt's gonna be easily swappable. I wonder, I didn't pick up a Dawnstone, did I? Oh, right, never mind. That's right, because the Dawnstone, the easiest place to get it is up over in here. So... oh, yes! Aldean Tauros. Literally, like, something you just... all it really serves here at this point for this area of the game is just you dodge the thing. You dodge it. Like, it would not be uncommon. Like, it would not be impossible to hear a certain Dragon Ball character, Dragon Ball Abridged character going, dodge! In the background whenever it's around. And you can kind of see what it does when I'm just in the menu here. They just charge at you. They just run at you. And apparently so does Cyclizar. Why didn't you dodge? Oh my god, and I ran into it. Dies of bleh. It's like, I try to run away from the Cyclizar, and then it's just, I run into the damn thing. And then I get stopped by Penny. And, Clive. Scarlet and Violet, let's go drive motorcycles. Oh, right, timer. Thanks to you, I've been accepted into Operation Starfall. Creature collector on motorcycles! Q's highway to Hiffle. Keemstar is the subject of more than a few nasty rumors swirling around the Academy. I love how the theme is just smooth jazz and then into this. Keemstar's persistent truancy. 5 of them in particular. The bosses. He forgot he was in disguise there for a second. Unless I just, like, happen to gloss over again the part where it's just, like... But, yeah. It's like, that's the part where it just becomes so glaringly obvious that it's just Director Clavel. But yeah, this is a big reason I actually like that Scarlet and Violet had the guts to talk about this. Unironically, I imagine this is a message a lot of kids needed to hear. Yes. Better him than Dr. Crowler. I'm not familiar with Dr. Crowler. Wait, what series of Dr. Crowler? What's he from? He's either from something I'm not familiar with, or a game I just haven't played. Oh, GX! You know what? Yeah, that would explain why. I've only seen like parts of GX back in the day. And then that was it. I have a PhD in dueling. That takes 9 years in duel school, you know? Holy Christ, that's a big incinerate. One of his best lines. Maybe I should actually rewatch, or actually go and watch GX, like, front to back, at some point. Man, you're too strong. Wait, are you that kid who declared war in Team Star? Whoa, thanks for the terrible news! Excuse me while I book it to the rest of my crew. It's an asset trip of an anime. Honestly, I've been on a bit of a road trip back to stuff from the 2000s again. Like, I've actually finally decided to do a front-to-back watch of the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. Because back in the day, I only saw, like, a handful of episodes that my parents managed to get on DVD. And it kind of just started with me just going back and looking at that series, rewatching those episodes, just like out of curiosity. This is Charlos, the Char Cadet. I've recently been reading the original TMNT Mirage comics. They're great. Their boss is the best all-rounder of the team. She fixes any and every problem thrown her way, though her methods are heavy-handed. Oh wow, who would have guessed? The fire-type specialist has a fiery temper. I'd also recommend the TMNT Hades clone TMNT Splintered Fate. Currently $2.99 on Switch and PS4 and 5. Unless you can beat 30 of our Pokemon in 10 minutes, our boss won't lift a finger to deal with the likes of you. Yeah, this is like funny when you actually think about it. Why is it an arbitrary number of, like, you have to beat 30 of our Pokemon in order to deal with our boss? Charcadet and Torkoal. The video game logic. But they do need an actual numeral. Oh, I had to sneeze there. Alright, well that's actually halfway through. It's like how in MTG, there's an actual rule of infinity is not a numerical value. Sir, you're the dope who picked a fight with Team Star. I don't know why you do something so stupid, and I don't care. She actually has like a really cool design, to be honest. She looks great, not that I'm biased. Fuck, that just took out like half of my HP with Sandy Gas. How their boots are like the least practical thing on the planet. Yeah. You know, against my better judgment, I am going to burn the Terra now. Against my better judgment. $2000s wish, I recently got the full box of Xena Warrior Prince. 2000s wise, I recently got the full box of Xena Warrior Princess. Ooh, hell yeah. So pretty much right here, what I want to try and do is last long enough with potions to outlast the harsh sunlight. Oh my god, 1 HP. Holy fuck. You know what? I'm not gonna take a chance. I'm just gonna use the Hyper Potion. Yes! Sunlight outlasted! So I just need the one Super Potion. And then this should just make... This is gonna make the rest of the fight a lot easier. But the only thing I really need to worry about sort of just being the speed boost. And that, apparently. It bloody well burned me. The blasted thing burned me. It hit me with a burn. I don't want to use my... I don't want to use the full restore just yet. I'm not burning the full restore yet. What I will do is I will take the time to turn to basically just use a burn kill. If Sandygast eventually does go down, I will fall on to like that. I will use Shellder as the backup option just because I am well aware that Swinub, not a good choice right now with that. Not a good choice. Because, well... Swinub is ground and ice. It's gonna get hit by super effective with yeah. It will get hit by super effective by just fire. Oh, it missed. Damn. Mela just goes flying as the car spins in the whirlpool. Yeah. Oh, you know what? This would have been a really good time to have a Litwick with fucking flash fire. Ah. Motherfucker. Why did the Litwick I have to have flame body? Wait a minute. Why did I just not use low kick? I'm stupid. I'm actively stupid. You know, I'm gonna burn the full restore. Which is apparently not a good idea. I did that, and the blasted thing just outspeeds me. I wonder... You gonna tell Primate to trip a car? Okay, never mind. This is actually somehow working. A little candle, a tiny little candle, is tanking a car. The only reason I'm punching myself, not... The only reason I am, like, figuratively punching myself for not hitting low kick, or leg sweep, low kick, it's just because the car is so heavy, low kick is going to do a lot of damage. Who will win? A giant fucking car or one candle boy? Exactly. Apparently, the small candle boy won. I still like how with the camera photo here, it's basically just like she's just like squeezing your hand really hard to the point of causing pain. Flame Charge, which is a TM that I'm not gonna use in this run. Because the only fire type on the team, and even if I was still using Procalore, well, neither of them are physical attackers. The little Char Cadet from the Academy came looking for the Team Star boss of the space. Basically, like, the little guy just wants Mela to return to the Academy because he's lonely and misses her. He misses his friend. And then it's time to meet Penny again. Honestly, it's one of those things where it's just like, it is super obvious that Cassiopeia was the big boss of Team Star. And then it's also pretty obvious that Penny is Cassiopeia. One of the many reasons Team Star is one of the more beloved teams. Yes. I love Team Star. And I actually do, like, really connect with Team Star because it's just, like, way back in elementary school, I was the kid that was getting bullied. And no amount of running to the teacher, trying to get the teacher to stop the bullying, would make it stop because it's like, the next day, the bully's just back. It's like, the bully just comes back the next day. Miraidon likes Penny. He's just like a big old cat. And then he's just like cuddling with Penny. Lots of Pokemon materials. Most of them used to be victims of bullying, or they just found it hard to interact with people. Oh, I feel both. I feel both, yeah. But that's just info I got by hacking other students' social media. Totally info you got by hacking other students' social media. Totally. And not because you're Cassiopeia, and not because Cassiopeia is the Team Star's big boss. No, totally, it can't be that. So I think actually with that, I can actually move Snorunt out of the box and actually put Sandygast into the box. And then somewhere up here in this province, there's going to be a Dawnstone I can grab. Oh yeah, another Ghost-type Pokemon. Yeah, they got a very fun animation. And they're literally just supposed to be tumbleweeds. It's literally just Tumbleweed the Pokemon. You bought it! My fake out, that is! Ernesto. Ah, yes. Oinkologne. This move always lands a critical hit. Hey, use Dig. Ah yes, a headbutt, and then it just basically uses its whole body. Sometimes the animation combinations can just be like, they can give a funny thing. Ah, it's another Oinkologne. Oh, this one's actually fast. Okay. Use Dig. You know what? Next turn, I'm just gonna eat the Dig and hit him with Icy Wind. Lower its speed. The animation is less of a headbutt and more of like, you know, a shoulder hit. Icy Wind. You know what? I'll actually swap Powder Snow for Icy Wind then. He's like, that little joke really cost me. You think? You think? Oh my god, that was a Growlithe. Now I need to remember, where the hell is the Dawn Stone up in this area? Let me look that up. Let me take a good look there. Right, so what did it say that the evolution stuff was? Oh, right, so it was the Dawnstone. I'm remembering Pokemon Violet Dawnstone. Where would that one be? You can find it early in the game. Oh yeah, actually, based on the map that I'm looking at on the site, it's actually like over here. Yeah, it's one of these. There we go. That's a lot of rare bones and a Pokédoll. What's a Pokédoll doing out here? Oval Stone. Firestone. Ooh, Venoshock. I mean, if I was using Poison-type Pokemon, Venoshock would actually be really good. Alright, so this is going to evolve into one of the other ones that we are going to keep on the team. Frostlass. Yes, I think I do have Hex as one of its... No, it was actually Shadow Ball, but oh well. I'll remove Ice Shard for the moment. I need to look into NatDex Monotype, because, oh boy, that format is in for shakeups. Yeah. Let me also double check how Shelter evolves. Waterstone. Where can I get a Waterstone? Delibird present shop for $3,000 once you get 3 gym badges. Come on. Where is it? Yeah, remember how we just beat the 3rd gym? And how the Waterstone can be bought at Delibird Presents once you beat the 3rd gym. Doubly so Ice because it's a powerhouse type in the format. Yeah. Alright, that's the 3rd fully evolved Pokemon for the team. Excalibur and Galarian Dharma are both allowed in Monotype. Damn. Let me see, if I remember, I do have Icicle Spear on the... Yes, I do. Normally, both are restricted to Ubers. Damn. So yeah, at this point, the only thing I'm realistically missing is just to get the Chandelure, which is going to be way later in the game, and Baxcalibur. Slash Arc to Back slash that line. I just like ran into a roly-poly. Honestly, I might rock a Galarian Dharma in my sword playthrough. Ooh. This guy apparently really likes Steel-type Pokemon. Varoom. Did you already know how to get around Steel-type Pokemon's 30 strength? Yep, I actually do. Although, the other option is to just, like, hit it for something with neutral damage. And be higher level than it. Right, what even was the level for... What even is, like, the general level range for this one? 28. I mean, I should be okay. Oh my god, I thought I would avoid the Ghastly. Oh well. I'm going to assume the super effective hits are just because the little elephant things are steel types. Cufant. Yeah, it's a steel type. These little overworld fights just like check typings. Yep. That's literally all they do for like the calculation. They just check the typings and then that's it. You know what? Good thing for the burn. I'm adding Cufant to the dex pretty much. That's it. And then for Bramblin, I'm gonna add that to the dex, but also it's like, I could potentially have it as a backup option. Because this is actually a ghost-type Pokemon. It's not a terrible option, yeah. It really isn't. Honestly, the only somewhat annoying part about it is getting it to evolve. Really? Boost the attack stat if Tailwind takes effect. Whoa. So it's like, not only would your Pokemon get the effect of, like, doubling speed from Tailwind, but it would also get an attack boost. A Diglett. I know the TCG had an insanely stupid deck for a time. That does not surprise me. Yeah, this is where the team's coming together. Oh, crit capture. That's just like to fill out the decks. Honestly, I think I could even just go straight for the Titan at this point because with a Primate that knows not only Brick Break, but Low Sweep, like, I think it's just gonna take that thing out, no sweat. Who would have guessed he failed to deliver... Diglett failed to deliver a sucker punch. Yeah. Oh, that's another Firestone. Alright. There's our lingering Steel Titan. Also, welcome in. Welcome in. Let me see. Do I need to heal up? Nope. Yep. Everything's all good. I think one old Leer, when I can actually catch this bloody thing, will do. And then maybe with a Brick Breaker low sweep. I'm gonna slip out for the night. Okay, you take care. Yeah, it's a look kick. Take care, babe. Okay, good to know I can actually outspeed this thing. How much damage does a low kick do to this thing? With a Leer, basically one shot. So remember when I said that having the Primate would make this easy? Yeah. 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 And this isn't even its strongest form yet. It can get stronger than this with the evolution to Annihilate. Alright, shouldn't be too much longer. This should be the last one. Yep. Alright, we've been through the song and dance before. It eats the Herba Mystica, it powers up, and then I beat it. That's the lurking Steel Titan. It's, well, it sure is long. Well, that's one way of putting it. Alright. You know the drill. One Leer, one low kick, gone. Oh, okay, so it's not a full one-shot, but it's close enough. And Arven took care of the rest. That is like 2 Titans taken out basically solely by just the raw power of the Mankean Primate line. I spy Herba Mystica. I spy a bunch of green leaves dotting the cave. I do believe it is sandwich time. Salty Herba Mystica. Good for your neuropathy and numbness. An Arven badge. Pokemon League might not recognize it, but hope you'll appreciate it. I mean, considering that Arven does have the best story out of the 3 primary paths here, I would say definitely appreciate it. The Sandwich Boy is back to claim the sandwich. Sandwich Boy has eaten the sandwich and gotten more power. There's always a Titan Pokemon near the Herba Mystica. It's not like the big old Pokemon just happen to like these herbs. It's the fact that the herbs are making them big. It's just a pantry. He be woofing again. He barking. Ah yes, the obligatory call from the professor to say, hey, your Pokemon is powered up. Well, powered up back closer to its original power. And yeah, just look at that big jump. In the words of Samurai Jack, jump good. Oh, that one's like just barely too high. I would need the wall climb ability. I think so. Which way would it go first? This way or this way? I'm gonna consult the site. Oh yeah, then it's like water, then poison. Well, I mean, the water-type gym shouldn't even be that hard, because... well... I literally have a Sinistcha. If I found it hard with a Sinistcha, I would be kicking myself for screwing the pooch. Because not only does the Sinistcha have the type advantage, but it also has a move advantage, with Machagacha basically being a really good move. With self-heal. So what is the type matchup so far? Neutral. Ah, nimble. I also should double check what level Swine of evolves at. 33. Oh my god, finally with the raid! Thank you so much! Thank you, welcome in, raiders! Ah! Okay, you know what? Let me just do a quick shout out then. Let me just double check to make sure I have the name correct. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna copy paste because I can just do that. There we go. Welcome in! How was your stream? How did it all go? It got covered by Molten's shoutout. It was long! I'll bet. Oh my god, apparently there was a bunch of Swablu, watching me to fight this guy. Skidoo. But yeah, welcome in. Hope you're all doing well. Pretty much what I'm doing over here is I'm doing solely Ice and Ghost type Pokemon run in combination with Pokemon that can potentially evolve into a Ghost or Ice type, which is why I have Primeape on the team. Since the evolution Annihilate is in fact a Ghost type. Yeah, you were playing, I think it was Neon Knights, if I'm remembering it correctly. How has that been going? Let's see, oh, Neon White! My god, I mixed it up for another Neon game. Ah. But yeah, you beat it. Hell yeah! Oh yeah, that's Barber. That's Sandwich. Ingredients. I like how this area just talks. It's like Volton Veluza. It's like, can you just make it any more obvious that the guy's a water type gym leader? Yeah, how actually was the game, Neon White? How was it? Because I know with the title of the stream you had earlier, it was like you were saying it was fun. And I was lurking there for a bit. Yeah. So this guy just like, he was so busy to get down to the market, he forgot his wallet. The story's kind of drawn out, but the gameplay's really good. Got a raid and run. Hope you have a good stream, hun. Yeah, of course. You go take care of whatever it is you gotta do. You have yourself a good night, Violet. Bye-bye. You know, I forget. What level does Primeape even get Rage Fist at again? I want to double check that. It should be level 30 something. 35. So 4 levels away. That's not too bad. I mean, realistically, if I wanted to, I could just take the general XP candies and then get it to there, but I can probably get there by just leveling through the desert and the gym. Deadly Bird Presence. Actually, I should see what sort of battle items they have right now, because that could make certain things easier. 20k for leftovers. Ooh, Big Root's actually... that is tempting for a Big Root. I'm gonna take that, and then I'm gonna put that onto Sinistcha. Anything here? Nothing interesting. I don't need the Pokeballs. Oh, Gothita ribbon case. You know, I'll just take the ghost case. Any little extra customizations is fine with me. Wait, what's the item here? X attack. Alright. I actually should give this... I actually should just give her the item that I bought for her. Or I guess him. I forget what the gender of the Sinistcha I have was. Alright, Big Root. Litwick. Do I have anything for a Litwick? Rock type move, Sandstone. I could maybe find something at Delibird Presence, but that'll probably be a later thing. Bird. The ground type snake. Ooh, wait. What was the move that Sinistcha just learned? Hex! I wonder if that's actually gonna be better than Astonish? Let me compare that with Astonish. 30 power, 65. Actually, yes, that is going to be much better than Astonish. Because Astonish is a physical move, and I don't want physical. I want special. Cacnea. Auto battle? Well, okay. I guess if it just burrows into the sand, that's fine with me. Rare candy. I'll take that. So it's Donphan and Phanpy. Ooh, Litwick got an idea for a new move. Curse, Nightshade, all of this. You know, I think I'm okay with it not learning Curse. Just getting a little bit of extra XP while I'm out here. Any extra XP can make... It can make any future battle a bit easier. Right, it'll probably just be easier. Just go around this way then. Speaking of XP, what's in here? Dark type, that's a Phanpy. I'll actually challenge this just to get some of the XP candies. More XP candies, more XP, more levels. And I do want to level up the Primate to get that Rage Fist. Which is actually genuinely a stupidly broken move. Might as well catch it to fill out the dex. Get a bit closer to the dex rewards. Oh wait, I did not want to give it a nickname because I'm not using this anyway. Oh yeah, Arvo just calling to say it's like, hey, there's another Titan in the area. Who knew the quaking Earth Titan would make you sick? Oh, right, actually, I should check. Is Soft Sand here? Yeah, it is. Boosts the power of ground type. I'll just give that to Swinub. Because it's gonna be a minute before... It's gonna be a hot minute before I can get the Baxcalibur with Arctibax, so... I might as well. Level 31. Ooh, Frostlass just learned. Got an idea for me. Oh, Taurus. Kofu. The guy actually stopped to look at flowers. This guy is the epitome of just living in the here and now. Jinx! Jinx Tiger with the raid! Thank you! Thank you so much! Welcome in! What were you all doing? How are y'all? Let me just give a quick shout out. There you go. Hope you're doing well. Ooh, I should actually heal that up. Ooh, wait, I forgot to check what the move was from Frostlass that she just learned. Confuse Ray. Ooh, Draining Kiss. Actually, I'll take Draining Kiss for the coverage. Oh my god, I was like in the menu and then there's just like the Tauros just like run straight at me. Paldean Tauros are just like built different. Oh, the bird. You know, I should have seen that one coming. Stream was good, but way longer than I expected. Ah, yeah, I feel that. I like how the guy says I do that wouldn't work. Heal up the Pokemon. And one thing I am gonna do, I'm gonna sell a bunch of the high-value items I have saved up. The ones that are basically just, you only bank these to sell them. And apparently, I actually have a lot more than I figured I would. Now I'm just chilling. Hell yeah! $93,000. Is there anything I'd actually be missing? I can just take a couple of these. Pay with cash. Well, it's not like I have a... It's not like I'm not... It's not like I'm strapped for cash, so it's like... I can easily just pay for it. But yeah, what is it you were doing on your stream? What was it you were doing, Jinx? This is where the guy finally realizes he forgot his wallet. Oh man, Kofi's in the middle of some super duper important ingredient buying. It's called I Have His Wallet, and his assistant wanted me to give it to him. As such, I think I'm going to be doing him a favor, and that it'll actually allow him to continue on his super duper important business. I'm not even surprised the new Bite, because like Dark type moves, and especially Bite, is super common. It's just super common. Clauncher. Well, evidently I outspeed it, so. But I did heal back the damage. Shucks, I let old man Kofu down. Technically... Oh, actually, you kinda did by, initiating the battle in the first place. What's all the ruckus about over here? A customer here for a little old walletless, moneyless me? What can I do you for? It's like, I have your wallet. I came to return it to you. My lobby staffers sent you out here to bring it to me? You know, given the way that they have the text here, I'm just imagining this guy speaking with like a very Atlantic accent. Like the kind you would find over in like Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, that sort of thing. Like the maritime accent. And I would not be surprised if that was the actual intent, just because the guy's a water type gym leader. If you want a challenge you at the gym, you're gonna need some smarts. So I guess this is apparently going to be the, yeah, this is going to be the gym test in order to challenge the gym leader. The gym test is literally just like, win the auction. And like that, that's a win. And I actually pocket a fair bit of cash too. I actually pocket like an extra 15,000. Especially since he says here, you can keep it as a tip. This man is very kind and jolly. He has a heart of gold, and he must be protected. And yeah, you can come back here at any other later point to bid on auctions. Greppa berries, Premier balls, proteins. But the proteins are actually tempting. Except I'm not actually like going to be going too much on actually building a Pokemon team. I'm not going to be going super in-depth. I wonder, how much more XP do I need to level up Primeape? 362. So if I actually just do a couple of auto battles, I can then combine that with a single... with a single rare candy, and get him up to level 35. Meow. There we go. So now I can just use the rare candy, and I can get my Rage Fist. Fury swipes. So there's going to be a couple of things I am going to do as like the last things here on stream, which is I am going to do the gym. I'm going to be Kofu. And then I'm actually going to evolve Primeape. Into Annihilate, now that I actually do have a Rage Fist. Of which, I'm actually gonna be right back real quick. I'm gonna use the bathroom and grab a little bit more water, so that way then I can just finish off those last 2 bits very quickly. So I'm gonna be right back. Oh, I get back like right before an ad break. Huh? The timing. And oh yeah, Hassel of the Elite Four. And then, unironically, best character of the Paldean Elite Four, Rika. I actually do really like Rika as a character. And then she has like one of the best partners, which is Pokemon partner, which is Clodsire. He's just like a derpy little boy. He's just like happy. Match up the further you go. Yeah, sounds about right. Best of fortunes to you. Yeah, Hassel would be the type to be very cordial. Oh, this is a little irregular. Please consider your gym test passed. And yes, the guy is a chef. Like, the gym leader is a chef. He cooks food. So it's no surprise the entire town loves him. That's on top of the fact that the guy is just like... He is like the kindest heart of gold you've ever seen. Realistically, there shouldn't be too much issue with it because it's Sinistcha with Machagacha and the root. Oh, well, this isn't even just like a single type advantage. This is a double type advantage. Water and Psychic against a grass and Ghost. And apparently my little Magikarp can outspeed a fish with the razor sharp fins. But apparently, the little eels in the rock outspeeds my little Magikarp. How does that work? Pokemon, explain. Abominable. So while this normally isn't a water type, well, with Terra it is. As such, I'm just gonna match Terra for Terra. So I'm pretty sure this means that I will actually outspeed it too. Avoided the attack. Bruh. Out of all the times that 90% accuracy hits me, it's now. Bruh. Come on. Don't do me like that, game. Well, at least I still got that. It was still a one-shot. And the self-heal basically just put it back to full. Lost as refreshing as the air at the morning market. How was little Magikarp to you, eh? I mean, kind of. We spent so many hours on rifles tonight. Well, I mean, as long as you had fun on Rivals, that's the important part. It's like, as long as it's fun, then it's like hours well spent, I'll say. Chilling water. Alright, how much power does that have? And is that special attack, or was that physical? Ah, Nemona. We grinded the zombie mode, then spent some time in public matches. Ooh, heck yeah. Ah yes, she asks for a rain check at the water type gym. Alright, so... Oh wait, that's the wrong Pokemon, I don't want that one. Right, so now that we do have Annihilate... Or not Annihilate, we do have Primate with Rage Fist. I can actually spend time actually leveling it up. So basically, just to evolve this thing, I just need to use Rage Fist 20 times. And basically, this thing will... It will rage so hard that essentially dies and resurrects itself in a matter of... Man is literally too angry to die. A la Doomslayer. Like, man, literally too angry to die. And every time it gets hit, the Pokemon gets hit, Rage Fist just gets more power. Like that. Obviously it resets every... It will reset every time you enter and exit a battle, but like, my god, Rage Fist is insanely broken. Wrong move. Well, either way, the thing is going down. Cloyster leveled up. Alright, so that's a quarter of the way through already. You know, I don't think I've actually really played much of the, well, that's a little much I haven't played much, but I haven't played any of the new Zombies mode at all. I haven't even played the previous Zombies mode in Rivals. And I think that's mostly just because I haven't loaded up the game since... I think it was since Deadpool was added. was like, I played it once, maybe twice when they added Deadpool, and that was it. Iron Head. Well, that just powers me up even more. The only thing that would make this stronger is if Primeape had Defiant. Let me double check what sort of PV restoring moves I have. Oh hey, Swinub's evolving. Long before I get my Lampent. Ice Fang. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. No, I'll swap Icy Wind for Ice Fang. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I have like a crap ton of ether, so it's just like... That's not even an issue. Restoring power points isn't even an issue. Caught off guard and couldn't move. I mean, hey, I'll take it. Wait a minute, that's a psychic type. Oh, down goes the Flittle. And scared the Earthworm away. Oh well. And then he just pops back up. That's a critical hit. Maxed its attack. Alright, so it's just 5 more to go. Go, get the Earthworm, because this thing usually does take like 3 of these Race Fists to take out anyway, so... And I only need 3 more to evolve it, so... Not a bad choice. I'll take a Bulldoze. Okay, so I think I do also need to level this up as well after having that done. So I want to use that on the Rage Fist. I wonder, which is the one that's going to give the most amount of XP? Let me try the Dawn Fan, actually. So if I use a Leer, let it hit me once, and then hit it with Rage Fist, that should be a crap ton of damage just waiting to happen. At least a good amount of damage. Ooh, okay. So I just wanna... I'm gonna bring out the Piloswine and then use a revive on Primeape. Because I do want it to get the XP for this. I'll use the Ice Shard since it's guaranteed to go first. Alright, and we are about to get our Annihilate. Believe me, this thing, stupid powerful. Genuinely powerful. It's like, why would I use Shadow Punch when I could just use Rage Fist? Which is, it's an objectively better move compared to Shadow Punch. Like, objectively better. In every capacity. But the only thing not making it better is the starting power. So yeah, there's a few routes to go down to the normal gym, and it's either through this area where you just go underneath some terrain to a sort of pseudo cave, like an overhang, and then you go through this way. We can take down this route, which goes right next to the lake, and then just come up this way. Either or. Let me also just double check the relative order for things that they recommend, or that people recommend. Which is going to be, yes, Team Star Poison Crew. Which is actually going to be... You want to actually go up over this way, then. I'm at least going to get up to one area where I know I will unlock the fast travel point. That's what it is, fast travel point. And then that's probably where I'm going to end stream. which, let me see. Huh. Let me see. Is it? It's not this one. Alright, so it's definitely this way. Alright. So, this is the fast travel point unlocked. That is also the Pokemon Center over here. Which is, it's an interesting point to put a Pokemon Center. When you consider it. Like, there's a town over here, and there's over here, there's just a forest. Oh yeah, there is also another route to get to the normal type one over here. And that is, you can just, there is a cave down through here. You can just go through here. And that actually will put me, once I actually do get to the normal gym, I can easily just run up over here and potentially grab an Arctibax. But, I do think with that, I am hitting that point where my stream energy is kind of winding down. So, let me see if I can't find somebody to raid. And there's definitely some, like, good options here. Ah, the only problem is just more like, who to decide. You know what? I think I have an idea of who to raid. Let me just, get all of that set up. You know what? Because I do actually remember hearing about them from, Take-Two, since they actually just got their new inflation model. I think I am just going to raid, Otter Pups. So, yeah, I think with that, I know who to raid. And thank you all to everybody who came on out. Thank you all who joined on the raids. Thank you, Jinx Tiger and Violet High Tempo for the raids. It means a lot. And I hope everybody actually had a lovely on time. Hope you all had a very lovely evening. And I hope you all actually have a good rest of your night or day, wherever it is you may be. And as such, I shall catch you all later. Bye bye!